In my previous video, we talked about the 3 social media channels you should avoid if you want to grow a local newsletter. I thought it'd be good to follow up to talk about what you should be doing with your local newsletter, because you want to avoid the other channels so you're not wasting your time. But let's talk about where you should be. So Facebook and Instagram are the main 2. TikTok, gray area. I'd say yes, do it if you're using a social media scheduling tool, because what content you put on Facebook and Instagram, you can add there as well. Just be wary of vanity metrics. But we want to be on Facebook and Instagram because we're going to be running meta ads to grow. We're not spending thousands of dollars on ads. You know, you can get started for $100, $50. That's fine as a starting point. But yeah, that's why we want to be on Facebook and Instagram. We want an organic following there, and we're also going to be using meta ads in order to grow our newsletter. But I wanted to talk you through the process step by step. Now, I'm not going to go through particular growth strategies because at the moment we have a lifetime deal on Flux Local. That's the software that we use in order to create content, and that's the first step I'll talk about. It takes an hour's worth of research and writing down to 5 minutes, which means if you have another job or you want to do this on the side, you totally can. But what it's also going to do is if you go over to the link in the description, what you're going to see there is a link to our lifetime deal. You're going to get Flux Local, the software, but we also have there a growth monetization vault for local newsletters. So you can go into that and pick out different growth strategies, different monetization ideas, and we have an accelerator training in there as well that's going to help you get it set up really quickly. So I'm not going to go into this in tons of detail. I'm just going to give you the high overview because the real meat and potatoes is in that particular course. But what you're going to do in order to grow your local newsletter is you need to create great content. Now, the main thing that sells people on getting onto your local newsletter, and it is a free local newsletter, is events. And that's what Flux Local does. It scrapes your local area for events and puts it into a newsletter for you. So you literally only have to put in a couple of sentences about what you're up to like connect with the locals, which is what we talk about in the second step. And that's it. That's it done for you. Or you can do it the manual way. It's completely up to you how you want to do this. But the first thing you need to do is create good content. Now, what you're going to do with that content is you need to put it in front of your locals. And that's where Facebook and Instagram happen. You've got hashtags that you can use locally. You can share it in Facebook groups. You can share it in subreddits and places like that where people in your local area hang out. But what you're going to do is take the content from the newsletter and you can convert that into social media content. There's loads of different ways to do it. Like I said, the growth vault, monetization vault, that's where we go into that. But what's going to happen is these are kind of like your weekly goals. Okay, you write your newsletter once a week. Thursday 6 p.m. is when you should send it out if you haven't got a clue when to 6 a.m. if you haven't got a clue when to send it out. And then the rest of your week, you're spending your time connecting with locals. So this is posting on Facebook and Instagram. And like I said before, if you've got a scheduling tool, what you're able to do is you're able to put the content onto the scheduling tool and it will post it in both places for you. And then you want to comment. You want to be out there in your local community on social media, commenting and letting people know about your newsletter. You can do it face to face as well. You can get out into your local community and tell people. That's absolutely fine. But what that's going to do is it's going to help with driving signups. People are going to become aware of your newsletter. That's our first big hurdle that we have to go get over. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows what you do. So that's what social media is going to do. It's going to educate them, and then you're going to create great content in your newsletter, and that is what you're going to send out to people's inboxes. What you can also do is you can have referral programs, so you can ask people to refer your local newsletter to their friends, their family, and then you can reward them for doing that. You can say thank you to them with some little rewards. But as I said, that's going to drive the signups. And then what you need to do is you just need to build consistency. So for the first 10 weeks, just send out an events newsletter. I'm giving you permission to ignore all the other stuff you've been told online about local newsletters. If you've listened to other people, just send out a very simple newsletter with events in it, and then get yourself used to converting that into social media content and get your Facebook ads set up with a small budget to start off with, $50, $100. And that's what you need to do. Have that consistency of having the Facebook ads running, of getting your newsletter written once a week. And like I said, Flux Local, what that's going to do is going to allow you to do it in 5 minutes a week, and then get connecting with the locals. Get your social media content out there and get yourself known in the local area. Go down to events, go to networking groups, tell everybody what you are up to. That is your step-by-step for growing your local newsletter, the kind of high overview as it was. Link in the description if you want to check out Flux Local, the Growth and Monetization Vault, and the community support in order to get yourself started with a local newsletter. See you in the next one.